Now, if you haven't noticed, over the last month of videos, I've had this small collection of Godzilla figures over here, and the reason why is, first off, I have no idea where to put them, but they're mostly all figures from the new Playmates Godzilla X Kong toy line, and I've been super into this Godzilla X Kong toy line by Playmates. You got 12-inch figures, you got 6-inch figures, you got all of this stuff, but I've mainly been focusing on these 6-inch figures, and so far the only other figure I have no intention of getting is the Godzilla of Heat Ray, because it's literally just this figure, but re-release. However, there's one figure that I would consider to be the rarest Godzilla X Kong figure, and it might not be what you think. And that is the Godzilla X Kong 6-inch Suko and Titanus Doug. Technically, I'm going to consider this a 2-pack, but the main selling point is Suko. Titanus Doug is kind of an accessory, but I'm considering it to be a 2-pack, because I only got this for Doug. Now, in terms of the rarity of these Godzilla X Kong figures, the most common figure is Kong. I find them everywhere. Next is Godzilla Evolved. I find them about as often as Kong, but I mostly find Kong. After that is Skar King. After that is the Godzilla of Heat Ray. And after that is Shimo. And after that is the Suko and Doug 2-pack, and I have no idea why this is the rarest one. I mean, at least for me personally, it's the rarest one. Hi, it's editor me here. You could completely forget everything I just said, because I just magically somehow forgot the Titan Evolution Godzilla figure, the one that you could peel off Godzilla's skin. That one, completely forgot about it. That one is what I would consider to be the rarest Godzilla X Kong figure. So I wouldn't say that the Suko and Doug 2-pack is the rarest, but it's definitely one of the rarest. I don't know, for some of you it might be super common where you like walk into your local Walmart and all they have is Suko and Titanus Dougs, but me personally, I have been spending the last month trying to find this figure. I have crossed state lines to find this figure, nowhere to be seen until today. Now today was my lucky day. First off, I missed one of my college classes, which isn't a good thing, but we're not going to focus on that right now, and I decided I will check in at Target, and that's where I found this. So last one too was hiding behind a whole bunch of Kongs, but let's take a look at this Godzilla X Kong, the New Empire, Suko and Titanus Doug 2-pack. I'm calling it a 2-pack. I don't care what you say. Now it is in your most basic Godzilla X Kong, the New Empire packaging. All the 6-inch figures come in this packaging. The only difference here is that it says Suko with Titanus Doug, and on the back you have Suko and Titanus Doug. That's really about it. There's nothing real interesting going on here, but let's open it up. And also I forgot my scissors, so hold on. Alright, so I got both figures out of the packaging. Let's take a look at Doug first, because I really like the way Doug looks. Now, Doug was the only reason why I wanted this 2-pack, just because I like Doug. Taking a look at him, he looks kind of like a fat alligator, and also he looks kind of similar to Godzilla. I'm not sure if that's going to play anything in the movie. For all we know, they're going to make Doug like a relative to Godzilla. I don't know. There's really not that much interesting here. It's kind of like a big chunk of plastic that has some nice sculpted detail and some very little paint. Like all they did was paint the eyes and the teeth, and the articulation is super simple. It has around the same exact articulation as Godzilla, but unfortunately with the way he's shaped, you kind of can't get that much like cool poses out of him. He's just kind of like there. Next, we're gonna take a look at Suko, which weirdly enough has more articulation than Kong. Like, I don't get that. For his accessory, he comes with this little rock piece, which I know for a fact I'm gonna lose. His sculpt is pretty good, and there's some very little paint, but mine has a paint error on his eye, which is unfortunate. The articulation somehow is way better than Kong. He's got a waist swivel. This Kong doesn't have a waist swivel. Why? Like, there's an obvious cut where you could put a waist swivel, but there's no waist swivel. They put his head on a ball joint, but like a very small ball joint, so there really was no purpose in giving him a ball joint, which is something I kind of wish they did to Suko, because Suko, his head's just kind of a swivel. Well, actually, no, hold on. It's on a ball joint too. Never mind. Forget what I was saying. I think Suko has more range in the head. Why is this better than Kong? You could kind of give him into more dynamic poses compared to Kong, which is kind of unfortunate because it's Kong. This is Suko. No one gives a shit about Suko. Here's Suko and Doug next to a whole bunch of other figures, which coincidentally I have over here. So yeah. But overall, I highly recommend you get Suko and Doug, mostly for Doug, but Suko is also pretty cool and pretty, oh shit, and pretty fun to pose. And if you want the complete 6-inch collection, you kind of got to get these anyway. But it's weird how kind of rare they are, though. Overall, I highly recommend you get these two. I highly recommend you get this 2-pack. Just have the complete collection. Like, you need Son of Kong with Kong, and you need maybe Son of Godzilla with Godzilla. That's all I wanted to talk about. Yeah, I might make a video talk about all these 6-inch Godzilla figures if I want to eventually. And also, I'm gonna make a video about the look at rare Godzilla, not Godzilla. Take a look at Five Nights at Freddy's movie merch that's technically rare. It's gonna be weird. Like, it's gonna be stuff you're not expecting.